then we can just share the password with the
Yeah, and so the officers can like have that be password and like whatever. That's for like the email list and like whatever shared documents there are.
So we can email that document
Okay.
if whenever
Okay.
someone wants to put
Yeah,
that in.
I'm trying to remember what the password is, but I was telling Gates.
Oh
I
no!
think it's math goals. I think I said. Let's try it, huh?
So I'm ready.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can go.
We can just talk over each other. We're all friends here.
My name is Johnny G. I've already been introduced.
Hi, Johnny
Give the
G.
spiel again. I'm a Cabrillo College Juggler, I guess, is kind of the professional title. And one thing I get asked a lot is, whenever I tell someone that there's math behind what I do, is, why? Why should I care about a mathematics of juggling? Well, and I'm sure you guys aren't, won't be too difficult to persuade on this. There should be a mathematic of anything that's well understood, right? And juggling is particularly mathematizable. So one reason that mathematics and juggling is so important is in communication. So let me give an example of a really common pattern that you're, again, probably pretty familiar with. This normal 3-ball cascade. In the Northern Hemisphere, most English-speaking countries, this is called the cascade. And in Spanish-speaking countries, it's because it has this nice figure 8 pattern, it's known as el ocho con cinco, or el ocho con tres. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish. It's called el ocho con tres because it kind of has this, so that's kind of an immediate language barrier, right? So it's challenging to communicate to someone, okay, I want you to do a 3-ball cascade when you don't speak your language. So that's one reason. Another reason is it's a way to condense information, right? So one problem with describing juggling is I could say to you, okay, I want you to do this pattern by saying, okay, you're going to do a throw on the outside to the inside, about eye height, then have it come down on the outside, throw it back on the inside with the other hand, and it gets kind of long-winded. So what a man named Paul Clemeca, Santa Cruz native actually, wanted to do was come up with a nice pithy way to communicate juggling. And this is kind of what he came up with. So there's more to that description. Another really good reason to know the number juggling, or to know the mathematics of juggling, is to create new things, right? So it was really difficult to come up with new patterns, on a whim, when there was no real number system. But as we all know, mathematics lets you expand on ideas and create new ideas out of it. So I can take a kind of simple pattern, or a really difficult pattern, and break it down into simpler components, right? And then that's kind of one reason that juggling mathematics is used, is taking a really difficult idea and making it simpler. A more common reason, why I use it, is I take a really simple pattern and say, okay, how can I make this as difficult as possible? And jugglers are not efficiency experts. They're always asking, how can I make this more difficult for myself? So let's go into the actual mathematics. So the best way that I've learned to describe juggling mathematics is through visualization. So I want everyone to imagine that somewhere on the ceiling above you, there is a camera, right? It's taking a long exposure photo of me as I juggle this normal cascade pattern, as you see, while walking forward. Now what does that look like for the camera in the ceiling? Well, it can't perceive depth, so that's not an issue. And it just kind of sees 3 balls kind of darting back and forth. Kind of darting back and forth. Each one of these colors represents a ball. And then one more. Right? That makes sense. So what does each one of these points represent? Well, this would for the camera in the ceiling, this would represent my left hand, this would represent my right hand, and the x horizontal, or the horizontal axis would represent time. Okay. So cascade, it's a pretty simple pattern. I mean, you guys can follow that pretty easily. Let's do something a little more complicated. So instead of doing these throws, always crossing back and forth, I'm going to put in the middle a throw like this. And there'll be a little bit of time in between each throw where I can fill it with a hard pass under. So it looks kind of like this. Get it close, right? Oh, didn't quite get that. It's kind of tricky, like as you're performing it to get the colors right. But yeah, you get the idea. So there's these two high outside passes and then one under. You can kind of just listen in 1, 2, 3. Okay. So how does this look for the camera? Is it like? Oh, okay. It's the magic of juggling itself. Cool. Glad I'm not. That's just nice. Okay, so how does this look for the camera? Okay, and then here, this first green ball is that first hand or throw going up and then down to the same hand. So, so the camera, it would look like it just goes straight across, but for the sake of visual representation, I'm going to draw on the outside. Red one, 1, 2, and then there's that hard pass under that looks like this. And then I return to just these. Another cool thing about these patterns is they are repeatable. So, I can take this pattern and just do it continuously. It's going to happen a lot throughout the lectures. Don't be surprised by it. So, I want to introduce or suggest to you guys the idea of Siteswap, and I'll explain the name later. Idea of Siteswaps. Okay. And there's two main ideas that go with this. The kind of overarching ideas is we only record. This is also terrible. Only record.
Everybody putting forth.
You guys are great.
We're all brand new, so I don't want to stop.
So many pens to choose from. I can project that on here. No, that's fine. Only record.
Nice.
I'll take all the defective ones.
This is number.
That's
Only record. Back to the idea. Record only the order the balls are thrown and caught. Oh yes. And the second idea is this is actually the math idea, so lucky for you guys. N throw. So that's the given number attached to any throw equals after n minus 1 other throws happen. And it does. Right? So, in this normal 3-ball cascade, the first idea, record only the number of balls that are thrown caught. So, what's interesting about this is it doesn't matter how the balls are thrown. This is the same pattern. So this is so there's two catches or 2 throws between each catch. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is a 3 pattern. And what's interesting about this is that it doesn't matter which side they come from. These are all technically the same pattern. These are all the same mathematical pattern. And that kind of poses a problem with hold your applause. So that's kind of one kind of quality of the rudimental Siteswap is that you can't really keep track of the throw types, but you can keep track of the number of throws that land in between each one. So now with those 2 ideas, we can start assigning numbers, right? So looking at my cascade pattern from the ceiling camera, we see that 1, 2 throws happen, and then the 3rd ball is caught, so that's a 3. And in fact, these are all 3s. That's a lot, right? I didn't need to make it quite that. So those are all 3s, right? And that makes sense. But how does this odd pattern, this pattern that looks like this, how does this look on the board? How does that, what numbers do I attach to those? Well, we can apply the same number theorem up here, and we get 3 rows. Here's the first point of difference. So we see 1, 2, 3 throws happen, and then it's the fourth one away. This is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also a 4. No throws happen between no throws occur between this throw and 4 and 9. So this is a 1, and then we go back to this freeze. So with those numbers attached, we can condense the formula even further and say that this is a 3, 3, 3 with a 4, 4, 1, and back to freeze. So I've condensed my ability to communicate patterns from saying, okay, it's left-hand throw, right-hand throw, high, to 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 3, 3. And that's a really nice way to be able to communicate patterns. This is something, if you go to a juggling convention, if you ever find yourself at a juggling convention, this is how jugglers communicate, is through this.
Are there like jugglers forums that you can find online?
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's where this pattern was first invented
Wow.
by Jason. His name, or sorry, not Jason. I'm still thinking.
Oh,
He said by Paul Clement, again, Santa Cruz native. He came up with this for internet usage, right? So for forums to be able to communicate patterns effectively. So, where was it? Okay, so we have the idea. And I'm going to make some simplifying assumptions here on the sort of juggling that we're going to be concerned with this evening. This is called vanilla. I know. Vanilla Siteswaps with Rocky Road to come later. So there's some basic rules to vanilla Siteswap, this very specific brand of Siteswap notation. It's 1, you must always alternate hands. And 2, the second condition is only one ball. One ball in a hand at a time. And I can I mean, there's a lot of really cool patterns that completely violate vanilla Siteswap rules. Like, this pattern, for example, it never alternates hands. Every throw is thrown in perfect synchronous. Well, not perfect, but thrown in synchronous. And that violates vanilla Siteswap rules. So it's an interesting pattern. We're not concerned with it for this lecture. We'll deal with that later. And then the second condition, only one ball in a hand at a time. So here's an example of that. So as you can see, there's 2 balls in one hand at any given time. Here's a more interesting pattern. Right? And those patterns are really interesting. They're fun to talk about, and there's a lot of cool math behind those too, but they violate these rules, and they should be talked about, just not one. So let's see. With these simplified assumptions, we can therefore say even throws, so throws with even numbers attached to them, go to same hand, and odd throws, so odd numbered throws, cross. That means they go from hand to hand. And we've seen that with different patterns. Some patterns, or some examples we've already seen is 4, 4, 1, so these are 3s, all odd numbers, and then 4, 4, 1, the 4 stay on the same hand, 1's cross. Right? So let's go over some different types of throws that I can perform. So what are some types of throws that I can perform? 0, 1, 2, it's not in the existence of this one. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's a fun. So we've seen threes. These are the usual cascade patterns. Usual cascade, nothing really different there. What do fours look like? Fours are essentially 2 in each hand, right? Always alternating, you know, basically it's more of this vanilla Siteswap. Let's see, what else? Let's see, 2 in each hand. What do fives look like? What do fives look like? Something like this. Right. So there's 5 balls in this figure 8 pattern. Right. And I can change. Again, the same rules apply. I can change the form of the pattern. You can also do that weird Mills method. I can't, but the math works out. So this is a 5 ball cascade. Yeah, it is. What does 6 look like? Well, what does 6 look like? So that's 3 in each hand, right? So it's very. Collisions are always a problem. That's a different part. This is all theory. I mean, this is
Need a higher ceiling, right?
not an applied mathematics stuff. There we go. So 6, as we've seen, 6 is 3 in each hand. What do 7s look like? I'm sure you can imagine. I'm kidding. I want to shoot that back. I should have put these chairs. So let's see. What does 7 look like? It's a 7 ball cascade. Very interesting. Crowd wizard. What do 2s look like? Well, they're kind of the lowest form. Right, as long as they're alternating, so there's 1 ball that's changing from hand to hand, so this is a 2 pattern, but you know, I'm lazy. I won't actually throw the ball, I'll just hold it. So a 2 indicates a hold. What does 1 look like? You've seen it, it's a hard pass under, so let's you know. Okay, cool. Now let's go over some interesting patterns. So you've seen 3 and 4 and 4, 4, 1 and 4, 4, 3, 1. I'm sorry, 4, 4, 1. That doesn't work. Now let's do some other interesting ones. 5, 1, 7, 1 is really cool. 5, 3, 1 is really interesting. 5, 3, 1, 3. 7, 5, 3, 1. Another really fun pattern. So let's go over some of these. That's factory. That actually breaks one of the Siteswaps. Interesting, but fun. It's a synchronous pattern, unfortunately. I could describe the Siteswap to you. I told you. So what does, let's start with, I've already showed you 3, 4, 4, 4, 1. What does 4, 4, 1, 3 look like? Well, it looks like kind of at 4, 4, 1. There's 1 ball kind of floating in the middle. So it's 4, 4, 1, 3, 4, 4, 1, 3, 4, 4, 1, 3. Oops. Yeah, it's a relatively simple one. So what does 5, 1 look like? This is a kind of pattern that you might think you have to do when you're first learning. Unless you have someone to tell you better, because this is so much easier. What does 7, 1 look like? So it's virtually the same pattern, but with 4 balls. What does 5, 3, 1 look like? That's another favorite of mine. So 5, 3, 1 is a 5, so that's a higher throw, followed by a 3, kind of middle range, and then followed by a 1 hard pass under. So I'll do it in the middle of 3. You can make it a little tighter. Right. And I can do this continuously. What is 5313? What is that? It's virtually the same thing as the 531, but the 5s only come from one side, so it's like something like that. What does 7531 look like? You guys remember what 531 looked like? I like this thing. Okay. There's another number, right? So what does that look like? That's basically the same thing, that same stack, but with 4 balls. And the ceilings look a little too short, but I'll try to make it work. I can get it. That's a really hard one to do continuously. But yeah, so those are just some rough patterns that are fun to do. So let's talk. So how does a juggler go from? So we've gone from patterns to numbers, right? And that's a fairly easy transition. The big chart, we can look at those are called ladder diagrams. We can look at the diagram and kind of figure out what the patterns look like. But how do we go from a number sequence, a number like 441? How do I know what that pattern looks like? How do I know how many balls are in it? How do I figure out how to begin that pattern? Well, let's take a look at a sequence of numbers and figure out what's going on for our juggler. So let's look at.
We're going to set 5 more minutes before we get out.
Oh.
But I'll talk a little bit at the end, and one of the things I want to do is encourage you to come back and drop more material.
Okay. Yeah.
Launch
no.
for 4th grade experience.
Oh, it's fun. I can simplify this stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we already, that's, no one usually saying let's move on.
Let's see.
Last one you showed me.
Yeah, this is a fun one. So basically, this is a pattern, and we can assume because it's a pattern, it kind of is an infinite sequence. So 7, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, and in the infinite, in the infinite past, 7, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5. Kind of goes on and on. So what does that pattern look like? Well, let's assume that I don't know what this pattern looks like. Right? Let's assume that I have no idea. Someone just threw this number at me, and I'm like, okay, how do I test to see if this is a real pattern? Can I perform it? Well, let's see. So this 7 lands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beats later. But since this is a pattern, it's brief. So the 7 ball lands in the 5 position. Right? This. Section brief. The 5 lands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 later. The 1 is the very next step. 5 lands here. Right. So that's what the pattern is going to look like. So I can start breaking this down. So what is that 7, 5? So we know that there's a 7 followed by 5, followed by 7, followed by 5. Kind of in this Star Trek insignia shape. And then there's 2, 5, 1, so there's 2 balls doing this in the middle of it. Okay. So that's all fine and well. So I know what each one of those throws is going to look like, and I know where they're going to land. But I still don't know how many balls there are in the pattern. How do I figure that out? Any guesses? Does anyone who doesn't already know come up, figured out how I know how many balls are in the pattern? Looking at the past trends. Any guesses?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to run a little over. I have like 10 more minutes.
Okay, let's quickly think about who wants to run a bit over.
You guys are fast.
I have to go, but I have to go. I don't
Sure.
want to be rude
Yeah.
by anyone.
Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah. You have to be. I won't get that.
I will cut you off at exactly 10 minutes over.
Okay. So any guesses on how I figure out how many balls are in the pattern? Well, I'll tell you. I'll leave you in suspense for that long.
3 balls for this one?
What makes you say that?
Because there's 3 separate axes.
Okay, so we call those, I didn't tell you today, but those are called orbits. And no, because what if I were doing a 4? Right, there's 4 balls in this pattern, but 1 kind of continues. Sorry. It's not obvious.
But you need three?
This is a four-wall pattern. And I'll show you how to do it. So essentially what I'm going to do is I say, okay, I'm going to write the There is a very, yes. I mean, for a math club, of course I give a proof. Okay, so the theorem is number of balls equals average out of the throws. Okay, so we're going to take the average of this number sequence, and then that will yield how many balls are in the pattern. So can someone quickly, I know I'm in a math club, but so that's 6 plus 6 plus 12, so that's 24, right? And 24 divided by 6 is, so this is a 4-ball. And that holds up. So now I know.
So when you said whether something or not is a real pattern, that assumes that the average is an interval.
Yes, it does. Yeah, because you can't have a part or half part of it. Right? Otherwise, it's. So how does this pattern actually look? So I'm going to, so I can't, this is a really hard pattern to do continuously, so I'll kind of put it in the middle of another pattern. Of course. Yeah. So this is a 5, 5, 5, 1 different pattern. So in the middle of this, I'm going to throw a 7, which is a lot higher, and then a 5, 1, 5, 1, which looks like that push out. Okay? So the pattern does exist. It's an integer value. And I have gone over how to understand what this pattern looks like. Just take one reference. It's not like you just take a pattern and you know what it looks like. Performing it. Anyways, not important. So I'm not going to give you a proof necessarily. I'm going to give you an example or a really good example of how I know that's a real pattern. All right. And I think. So here's an idea. Okay. It's really easy if all the numbers are equal, like all the numbers are 4, or all the numbers are 2. So easy if all numbers are equal. If not, and you find a decrease, or if not, find decrease m is greater than n, decrease, and replace with n plus 1 and n minus 1. N plus 1 and m instead, and m minus 1 and n instead. Certain build up. Cool. So, and there's a lot of, I can prove this with a pattern too. So let's write a really fun pattern I'm excited to do. Okay, so what's a pattern? Let's do 5, 2, 5, 1, 2. And you can figure out first what this looks like. So I throw a 5 and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 later. Goes back to the same hand, or goes back to the other hand, but still a 5 after that. And 2 here, and here. 2 lands 1, 2 later. And it's 5, 5, repeats back to itself. Okay. That's kind of what the pattern looks like, right? You guys can. I have trouble with that. But, I can prove to you that this is a real pattern, and I can prove the number of balls in it. Some of you write this sequence. So using this idea, let's assign an m, let's find a decrease, assign an m and an n value, and then kind of swap places. So this 5 lands 2, sequence. So this 5 lands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 later. And this 2 lands here. And because there's a decrease, I can kind of perform this surgery, and these two balls will swap sites. I wrote it down somewhere. Oh no. That's kind of the origin of the name, is that these two balls are swapping sites. So now I get a new pattern out of this, right? Out of the sequence. Right, so this ball once landed 5 later, now lands 1, 2, 3 later. So this first row is a 3. This 2 now turns into a 1, 2, 3, 4. And the rest are the same. 5, 1, 2. Okay, and that's a conformal pattern. Every time, every iteration down this list yields something that can be performed, which I think is pretty cool. I know this is a 3-row pattern. Let me actually show you the 5, 2, 5, 1, 2. So this pattern has a really interesting name. It's called the baby juggler pattern. My juggling mentor in high school, I have one. He once performed this pattern, the 5, 2, 5, 1, 2, for 700 Italians while juggling his child. Yeah, so that's why it's named the baby juggling pattern, and it looks something like this. Yeah, except for, I've seen this pattern performed with, a monkey. I've seen it performed with a 170-pound man. It's kind of just hoisted from hip to hip.
I'm 170 pounds.
Oh, I can't. No, I'm not that I can't perform. I've seen it done. Back to theory. So that's kind of what that pattern looks like. So I've swapped sites, and remember, so the average is still the same. Nothing. The numbers haven't changed, other than I've just changed the m and the n values, abiding by my rules. So what is a 5, 2, 5, 1, 2, which is, let me actually give it a real pattern. This is what it looks like with balls. Right. So what is a 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 look like? It looks like this. So 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I can do it. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So that is a real pattern. It's meticulous, and the numbers just work out. So let's do another decrease. We can continue doing this. 3, 4. Let's see. We swap sites. So this is a 2. This 5 can be a 4. 2. That's another iteration. And then one more iteration. So it returns back to this 3, 3, 3 pattern. There's no more decrease, so no more 0. Yeah, so that's the proof of this, and that's, I guess, QED. That's kind of the end of my spiel. I can show you guys some more cool patterns, unless you want to be finished here. If there's any questions, that's kind of all of Siteswaps. Yes.
I had a few things, just the beginning one, you guys to know that. Bad math day is Saturday, April 29th. At San Jose State. Let's see. And then, so there's a logo contest or something?
Yeah, we're doing logo next time.
And it says that if you don't like any of the logos,
Yeah.
you don't have to choose one, you can come up with something else. So yeah. And what else? So Jamie Alonso is going to get.
He's gonna get pied? Yes! We got the dean to get pied! You pied it! Oh, hell yeah!
And I think he might have volunteered me too. So
Oh.
I guess.
What day was that birthday? April?
29th, I think.
April 29th?
April March. April 29.
I thought it was like.
April 29th.
Okay.
All right, I'm putting these on the calendar so if anyone wants to email and they want their.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe. We appreciate it. See, this is delegation. in action.
So with that said, and everybody wanting to leave, I just want to say thank you very much, Johnny, for joining us. A few more things. As we talked about last meeting, I really want to focus on having this portion of the meetings built in for at least half an hour. So I hope that anybody who wants to can come up and talk about whatever you see me do. My first talk like this was about weird stuff I noticed, and may or may not be true. So it doesn't need to be anything fancy. You don't necessarily have to go up and juggle. Go out next
It's
year,
fun.
and it would be really cool to have more of these because we are going to be able to do these symposiums.